Hey, Forrest here. Nothing like getting paid. And with ICCU's mobile app, I can deposit checks or accept Zelle payments so the money hits my account fast. I just wish there was an app for mowing the rest of these lawns.
Right now, Lithia Ford of Boise is buying used vehicles. How much you want for the SUV?
I don't know.
Well, Lithia Ford will give you more than that.
How much more?
More than you think.
I'm not thinking anything.
I'm thinking you might get even more than that. See how much more you can get at Lithia Ford of Boise.
When it comes to concrete, we've got you covered. RowPaint.com offers custom concrete coating services for your garage, business, warehouse, and more. And we do it in one day. We are your complete concrete coatings solution.
It's time for the Lithia Ford of Boise postgame show from Bronco Nation News. We're breaking down the game with highlights, interviews, analysis, and most importantly, you. Give your thoughts on the game in the YouTube chat or Facebook comments, and we'll include the best ones on the show. Check out LithiaFordBoise.com to view their full inventory of vehicles, or check them out at 8853 West Fairview in Boise. Today's broadcast is coming from the Cutwater Spirits Canned Cocktail Studios. Check out one of their more than 30 flavors of pre-mixed premium cocktails at your local gas station or grocery store. Now let's head out and join BJ Rains for the Lithia Ford of Boise post-game show from Bronco Nation News.
Hey, how we doing, Boise State fans? Welcome on into the Lithia Ford of Boise postgame show here in the Cutwater Spirits Studios. Make sure to pick up a Cutwater at your local gas station or grocery store. 2 for $7, perfect for your next game day tailgate party, and perfect to celebrate a win for Boise State, 89-55. Let us know if you can hear us okay, if everything's going okay. I'm sure you'll let me know if you can't. 89-55 tonight without their best player, without making a shot, without running a play. Boise State wins by 34 tonight in the season opener. So there was already 84 comments going on when we got in here. So let us know. And I don't know why, but we upped the output to 1080 tonight, and my forehead is glowing, it looks like. So I apologize for that. It's big enough as it is. And now it's giving you a big glare on your TV. So enjoy a Cutwater with us, and let's talk about this win for Boise State. We appreciate Jaden Finch for helping us out, getting some highlights. We're going to show you those as well, and he got us on the air tonight. Just got done talking to Leon Rice and some players. We'll hear from Cam Martin. We'll hear from Omar. We'll hear from Chibuzo Abo, and we'll hear from Leon Rice. What'd you think? What do you make? What was the most impressive thing you saw tonight? What excites you about this team? What might concern you about this team? I mean, there were not a lot of negatives. If you want to find one, Boise State was 3 of 26 from three-point range, but I saw them in Canada make 21 threes against Trinity Western. So this team is going to be a good shooting team. And so if you can win by 34 and go 3 of 26 from three-point range, that's a pretty good sign moving forward for Boise State. So, and you also didn't have Tyson Degenhart. You win by 34 and you don't have your best player. That's a pretty good sign for Boise State to win tonight. And I thought there were a lot of positives. Cam Martin and Omar Stanley, I think, combined for 28 points, 20 rebounds. I think he had 50 points from the newcomers tonight. So it was great stuff for Boise State, and a lot to build on. There was a lot of positives, some coaching moments they can work on. Certainly some things you feel fairly good about. Scored 89 points and only hit 3 3-pointers. Yep, 3 of 26 for a team that is going to be a good three-point shooting team. Terrible three-point percentage, but 60 rebounds. Again, Vanguard didn't have a lot of big guys on the interior, so that was part of it, but you did have Boise State have a 60-27 edge on the glass. Now, when the other team's missing a lot of shots, that's going to give you a lot of rebounds. Boise State finished tonight with 40 defensive rebounds, 20 offensive rebounds for Boise State as well. So 60 rebounds for Boise State. They had a 60-27 margin on the glass. Boise State got up pretty early in this game, 32-13, with about 9 minutes to go in the first half, but they kind of, put in some guys, mixed up the lineups a little bit, and then Vanguard actually finished the last 9 minutes on a 19-14 run. And so Boise State was only up 14 at the half, but once you got into the second half there, it was super impressive to see Boise State just roll and continue to add. And you got Brian King out here. Brian King can still shoot it. He's over here in the corner, just putting up the shot. Good to see Brian King. He can still shoot it at his age. But a lot to like tonight. Again, 43-23 was the second half margin. Boise State wins by 34 89-55. Tyson Degenhart, by the way, dealing with a broken nose. He will play on Sunday against San Francisco. How about the crowd tonight? What did you guys think of the crowd? 9,500 was the announced attendance. Probably had 6,000, 6,500 in here tonight, but in my 11 years here, this was one of the best crowds for a season opener that I can remember. They had a lot of fans in here tonight, and it was loud. And for a season opener against a non-Division I team, I thought it was super impressive to see the crowd tonight. Leon Rice hoping for a sellout on Sunday, a 2:00 game, playing a San Francisco team that's top 100 at Ken Palm. Could be a really nice win to have later in the season. They were picked third in the WCC behind Gonzaga and St. Mary's. That's going to be a quality team. That's going to be a good win for the Computers if Boise State can get it on Sunday. 2:00 start, and Leon Rice, you'll hear begging fans to come fill this place. It's a huge game. You can DVR some of the football, watch it later, but Leon's hoping to get a big crowd in here on Sunday. Grand Tetons was at the game, or I guess on the commercials. He said, like seeing Nathaniel Wilder, Jordan Morales on the commercials. He also liked seeing the offensive rebounding, great effort on the glass, 20 offensive rebounds tonight. Omar Stanley is going to be a big part of that this season. He had 5 offensive rebounds. Cam Martin had 4. So your 2 centers, 9 offensive rebounds. Again, they finished with 20 combined rebounds and I believe 28 points for those 2. And we haven't even talked about, the top player tonight was Chibuzo Abo. Chibuzo Abo scores 19 points in 26 minutes, and I thought he was super impressive. He showed all 3 levels that he can score, got to the basket, and again, it was kind of an easy 19 points, 7 of 11 from the field. And so I think that, he said in the postgame, you're going to hear in a minute, he put on like almost 20 pounds of weight. So to have a guy just come in here and do what he did last year, remember in his first game last year, he fouled out in like 9 minutes. Tonight he scores 19 points in the season debut. Super impressive what Chibuzo Abo did. He looks like he's, like I said, added almost 20 pounds, and he's thicker, and he just looks more confident. I think it could be a huge season for Chibuzo Abo. Let's see what else we got here. Adding Martin and Stanley, huge for this team. They both looked great tonight. Omar's one-handed dunk tonight was nice. Let's see. Should have had 5 alley-oops tonight. Yeah, they could have had a couple. But let's see. You cannot sugarcoat it in the comments, tell you different about their shooting. Yeah, we talked about that. They were 3 of 26 from three-point range. But this team, again, you go look at some of their stats from the Canada trip. They shot 21 of 37 against Trinity Western. They shot 56% from 3 and made 21 in the game. So this will turn out to be one of the better shooting teams that Leon Rice has had. Was today a great shooting effort? No, but I've seen this team. This team can shoot, and that's not going to be a major problem moving forward. I think it's actually a positive. You shot 3 of 26 from three-point range, 3 of 26, and you score 89 points and you win by 34. So I think it's a positive for this team that they can still find ways to score the ball when they're not making outside shots. Leon Rice said tonight, guys, they did not run a single play. They didn't run one play tonight. They don't want San Francisco to have any kind of tape or scouting on their plays or things. So they went into this game. It was essentially street ball, setting picks for guys and just going out there. They didn't run a single inbounds play, single nothing for San Francisco to see. So once you're going to see a whole different offensive game on Sunday, once they start mixing in some of their plays and their actual offense. They just wanted to strategically use that to their advantage and not show anything to San Francisco that they don't have to. I mean, San Francisco is a top 100 Ken Palm team, number 90 at Ken Palm. They scored 128 points in their first game last night. They've got another game on Thursday, and then they'll come to Boise for the game on Sunday. So we'll talk more about that later in the week and later on this show. Devo Bronx says struggled from the line some as well. Leon will have fun with that this week. From the free throw line, Boise State was 24 of 32. So they were 75%. That's not terrible. 24 of 32 from the line. Preston says Buzo reminds me of Iggy from the Warriors. Buzo will never be an NBA guy, probably the team's top scorer. His skill set transfers perfectly. All Mountain West first team. Let's see. Nathaniel says, I predict this will be the only game they finish with less than 7 made threes a season. That would be pretty impressive if they did that and only had 7. But I do think that they're going to be a much better shooting team than they said. Yeah, they ran motion and flex. So, yeah, they just got into some basic offensive stuff that every team does, but they didn't run any actual plays or sets. So they were saving that for once they play San Francisco on Sunday. Let's see some more of your comments here, your thoughts, and then we're going to get to Leon Rice, get to some highlights as well. Let's see. I like how in the post-game chats we can talk about anything, whereas in football chats have just been a bundle of stress and headaches. Yeah, it is kind of nice to have. We got 96 people on here right now, which is a pretty impressive number for the first basketball game of the season against a non-Division I team. But I think we're going to have a lot of fun nights together, sipping on some Cutwaters and talking Boise State basketball, because I think this team's going to be fun to watch, and I think they're going to win a lot of games this season moving forward. Gets really tough, though, here moving forward with San Francisco. But let's run down some of the overall stats. Andrew Meadow got the start in his first game as a freshman. Looked a little nervous out there. He was 0 for 5 from 3, and he's one of those guys that's not going to go 0 for 5 from 3 very often. So he's one of those guys that just first game jitters got him out of the way. Andrew Meadow had 8 points in his first game. Cam Martin had 12 points in his debut. Did have 13 rebounds as well. He was 5 of 9 from the field. Impressive. Again, Boise State was plus 28 when Cam Martin was on the floor. He had 12 and 13. Roddy Anderson was dealing with some cramps. Leon said it's not a huge issue, but he did have some cramps tonight at halftime and later in the game. He finished with 2 points. He was only 1 of 7 from the field, so that's another guy that I think you're going to see improve here moving forward. I mentioned Abbo, 19 points on 7 of 11 from the field. He also added 7 rebounds. Max Rice, another guy that you're not worried about scoring, you're not worried about shooting. He was only 3 of 9. Max Rice was only 1 of 7 from three-point range tonight. So guys that usually make threes just didn't make them tonight. And you still had 89 points and you still won by 34. Max Rice was 3 of 9. He had 7 points in the game tonight in 23 minutes. Omar Stanley, we mentioned him, 16 points, 7 rebounds for Omar Stanley. Super impressive, 16 and 7. How about RJ Keene? Let's give RJ Keene a little love. I think he's a fan favorite. He's a good charisma, lovable guy that everybody likes when he's on the BNN shows and stuff. And he's waited a long time, 2 full seasons. He redshirted his first year, and then last year got injured in the preseason and was out all season. To sit on the bench for 2 full seasons and now finally get a chance. RJ Keene in 16 minutes had 11 points, 4 rebounds. I believe he had a couple of assists as well. So I thought it was cool to see, and props to RJ Keene. I think he's a guy that really is going to be able to help this team off the bench. You had 6 points for Jace Whiting in 19 minutes. Kobe Young even came in and played pretty well. Kobe Young had 5 points. He did hit a 3-pointer, 6 rebounds as well. So 5 points, 6 rebounds in 16 minutes for Kobe Young. I thought he showed that he can be a guy to come off the bench and get some minutes for you. Cade Rice even got 8 minutes tonight and reached the scorebook with 1 point on a free throw. Had 6 rebounds, had a couple assists as well. So 1 point for Cade Rice. Mo Silla got 5 minutes and he had 2 points, 2 rebounds, had a nice dunk there. And then Vince Behringer and Sam Winter both came in the game at the end, but were unable to score. Boise State again only shoots 44.9% from the field, 11.5% from 3-point range. That's the first time since 2015. So you're going back 8 seasons where Boise State won a game when they shot 11.5% from 3-point range. So again, wasn't the prettiest game of all time from the shooting, but they found other ways to score. They dominated the paint tonight, 54-16. Boise State had an edge in points in the paint. Boise State also added 20 second chance points, and then Boise State got 41 points off its bench. And like I said, Boise State got 50 points tonight from players that were making their Boise State debut. I want to hear from Leon Rice. I want to hear from some players. Cam Martin, Chibuzo Abo, both met with the media today. Going to take our first time out, though. Quick 90-second break to thank some of our sponsors. We'll hear from Cam Martin and Chibuzo Abo when we come back after the break. Don't go anywhere. 90 seconds here on the Lithia Ford of Boise postgame show from the Cutwater Studios. Boise State wins it 89-55, win that season opener, and now 1-0. Don't go anywhere. Back in 90 seconds. All Bronco Nation news broadcasts come from the Cutwater Spirits Canned Cocktail Studios. Check out one of their more than 30 flavors of premix premium cocktails at your local gas station or grocery store. Cutwater Spirits, perfect for your next game day tailgate party. Our title sponsor is rowpaint.com. For all your commercial, industrial, residential painting needs, check out rowpaint.com. Don't forget about their concrete coatings. Transform that ugly concrete slab on your back patio in your garage in just 1 day. Contact rowpaint.com for a free estimate today. The official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics and our title sponsor at Bronco Nation News is rowpaint.com. Idaho Central Credit Union's been helping members achieve financial success for more than 80 years. There's an ICCU branch on almost every corner, but the closest is in your pocket with free eBranch mobile and online banking. See why more than 500,000 members love ICCU and join 1 in 4 Idahoans by making the switch today at ICCU.com. Since 1984, Ridley's Family Markets has prided itself on being a hometown food and drug store that employed value members of the local community. Ridley's Family Markets has 13 locations in the state of Idaho and many more in the surrounding states. Download the new Ridley's app to your smartphone, get savings up to 40% off at the checkout line, and find a location near you at shopridleys.com. Former Bronco Matt Bauscher is once again the number one ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley. No home is too big or too small for Matt and his team. Let them fulfill all your real estate needs at BauscherRealEstate.com. All right, back live here at ExtraMile Arena. We're taking your comments, your questions, your thoughts after Boise State gets an 89-55 win over Vanguard in the season opener. They're 1-0. Remember, last year they lost that season opener. They lost to South Dakota State in the first game, so they were 0-1 and chasing a bad loss all season. You get that first win tonight, you get a little confidence, you get things rolling, and obviously, much better start this year than last year. The Corral student section needs some blue-haired Meadow fans. I thought the Corral, hey, props to the students. I thought they showed up tonight, and I was pretty impressed for the first game. Somebody wants Mo Silla in the Clydesdale package. I would just stick him out there and toss the ball to him. I don't know how any DB could jump up and take the ball from him. I think you should just put him at tight end and just kind of throw a fade to him or something, or have him go stand in the end zone. I swear Sam Winter has been a part of the team since 2010. He actually has another year left. I believe he's not going to take advantage of it. I think they're expecting this to be his last year, but he actually has another year. I wouldn't worry too much about the durability for Anderson. First game jitters, cramp. He just had some cramps. Probably didn't take enough fluids, but I don't think that's. Leon Rice said that is not something that's been a problem so far, so they are not super concerned about the cramping of Roddy Anderson moving forward. So I wouldn't to worry too much about that. Meadow had some serious ball handling skills. He's going to be so good. I agree. Yeah, he's got a bright career ahead of him. He scored 31 points in his first game in Canada. So. The guy can score. He can shoot. He was 0 for 5 tonight from 3. And like I said, I think obviously this team's going to show they can be a strong shooting team. And one of those guys is Andrew Meadow that is going to prove over time to be a strong shooter for this team. Let's hear from the Boise State players after the game tonight. Again, Chibuzo Abo, 19 points. Cam Martin had 12 points, 13 rebounds. Here are the two stars of the game talking after the win.
It was a great feeling, Like I said earlier, we've been beating each other up a long time during practicing. To be able to go out and do that to somebody else felt good tonight.
What do you like most about this team?
Our togetherness. I feel like we bonded more as friends very early on than just a team. So I think that gives us a chance to be really good.
Cam, you guys really dominated the paint tonight. You had, I think, 12 points, 13 rebounds. How do you feel like you played tonight?
It's been a long time since I played. Came out, got some momentum going. Just tried guarding hard and setting the tone with defense, and not really worried about offense. Throughout the whole game, we set our goals, and we're trying to keep them under 50 points, trying to keep them under 25 at half. With this team, we have so many good pieces. It doesn't matter offensively. We just got to guard.
As a team, you guys dominated the rebounding. I think you guys almost doubled them up. When you guys can dominate the boards like that, how much easier is it to win a game?
It's very easy when you dominate the boards. Coach Rice always emphasizes winning the rebound battle. So we put it up after every game, and we want to win every game. The rebound battle is very important to us as a team.
You and Omar kept coming in for each other, and it just never seemed like you missed a step. How you guys feed off each other's energy.
It's going to be good. And then as the season goes on, we play bigger teams. We'll be on the court together as well. So it's a good mix. I think we kind of play good together. He does some things I don't do, and I do some things he doesn't do. So I'm excited to be able to play together with him as well.
Uzo, you said the other day you're trying to score at all three levels. You had 19 tonight. Obviously could have had more. How do you feel this game's kind of an indicator of what you hope the season can be for you?
I think it went very good just because, I was 0 for 3, I think, from the 3. And last year, that would have been 0 points for me, maybe 2 at best. But just being able to do other things besides shoot 3, I think just gives me an advantage of being a better player and ability to help my team.
And you didn't foul out.
Yeah, I didn't foul out, not this time.
As a team, you guys went 3 of 26 from three-point range tonight. Is that just kind of early season jitters, or is that something you guys need to work on and clean up?
I don't think it's going to happen again like that very often. I think we're a really good three-point shooting team, but just to have the ability to keep our defense in the game and keep us in the game with that while still shooting, 3 from 26, it's kind of bad, but we got it done.
Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're
combined 50 points from players making Boise State debuts. What do you like about these new look Broncos?
Man, I just love these guys. They're just a fun group to be around. But also, we're just such an unselfish team, and like nobody's type to really bicker at each other or blame at each other. So that gives us a chance to go really far, I think.
Yeah, I know you played, in Allen Fieldhouse and had some big crowds and stuff. But what your Boise State debut tonight, what was it like just being out there with the fans and everything?
Yeah, no, it was great. The fans' support was great, and I think as the season goes on, it's just going to get better and better. But our fans were fantastic. We really appreciate them showing up, and we're working every day, but they're a part of this program as well. So we look for them to show up and help us out and support us throughout the year.
Yeah, the schedule gets a lot harder now after this one. What do you guys just make of the next stretch you guys have here?
We're about to find out what we're made of early, but we know our defense is however far it's going to take us. So, we're going to keep hammering down our defense, and we're going to work hard this week to be ready for USF.
What would you make it late in the first half? And you guys were up 32-13, and they kind of outscored you. I think it was 19-14 the last 9 minutes. I know there's a lot of subbing in this game. It wasn't all the same. But what kind of end of the first half there were you guys not doing that you did the rest of the game?
Just getting stops pretty much. We kept getting beat on straight line drives, couple offensive boards, couple open threes, and we kind of got handed to us during halftime by the coaches, and we just adjusted and came back.
Buzo, I thought Kobe Young played well.
Mm-hmm.
There's a guy that's scrapping for minutes this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Has he been doing that all camp and whatnot? What's your forecast? How can Kobe Young help this team?
Yeah, he's been playing good during practice. And, just like you said, he's scrappy. He's a great defender. He's real quick. And I think that's definitely how he's going to help us this year is once he gets on the court, shutting guys down, getting those lanes, getting boards, that's him. But also the ability to shoot the three, he has that too, and to make offensive plays.
Andrew Meadow getting the start for Tyson there, coming on big really, especially in the second half. What do you like? What do you see out of him?
Meadow's he's just a great player all around. Off the court, just a great guy too. But his ability to take coaching and just do all the little things right is going to show up for him.
Cam, Ron has that three-point shooting. What would you make? I know it's a new team for you, but seeing what you guys did in Canada and some of the practices, do you think shooting's going to be, over the course of the season, going to be a strength for this team?
Yeah, no, I think my least concern with this team is our shooting ability or our offense. We're going to have games where we win strictly just because of our offense. But if we get to where we guard every single night, then we can win games like tonight when the ball isn't going in on the road. So that's why we're just focusing so much on our defense and not worrying about our offense because we have no doubt in our offensive abilities. And there's going to be nights where the ball just doesn't go in. So if we guard, then we still win that game.
Buzo, how much weight you put on? You look a lot bigger.
I think because usually I weigh around 220, and last year I think I fell down a little bit, maybe got around 210. I'm wearing about a little bit less than 230 right now, sometimes 230, somewhere around there.
So you were 210 last year, and you're so you put on almost 20 pounds.
Yeah, but I feel good right now. I feel like I'm going to keep this weight.
Cam, what do you think of Buzo? You come here, Max, Tyson. Sometimes Buzo gets lost in the star power of Max and Tyson, I feel. That guy can play, huh?
Yeah, no, he's just as important as anybody else is on this team. His ability to score the ball, like you said, at all three levels, but also he's a great defender. He's a great glue guy for us. He does a lot of things that go unnoticed that help his team. And, even if he's underappreciated, but not by us as a team, we all know what he does.
Appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.
Love.
Well, there you go. The guys having some fun after this one. Again, 89-55. Boise State takes down Vanguard. Apparently, RJ Keene is in the chat. RJ, we were giving you some love. We appreciate you for chiming in. He says, BJ, they have you in the upper deck now. It's like row 5. I wouldn't quite call it the upper deck. But, I'm not in our typical center court seating there. But, Nate, you got players in the chat here on the post-game show. So, good to see 11 points for RJ Keene. Good to see him after 800 days, whatever it is. We talked about it earlier, but 2 seasons of sitting out, not being able to play. He was one of the many stories tonight that was cool to see him get out there and play, and I think he's going to be a contributing player to the team this season, no doubt. I don't think we can sneak a mic onto him during games, though. We don't quite have the equipment for that, and I highly doubt that Coach Rice would want that because I've heard that RJ can talk a little trash on the sidelines there during the game, but different to see subs at the table every 3 minutes. That's not going to happen all season. That was just wanted to play everybody some minutes tonight. The leading guy tonight played 25 minutes. I'm guessing that's going to be different on Sunday. So you got a lot of guys some minutes tonight. There is more depth on this team because of guys like RJ Keene, because of guys like Andrew Meadow. But I don't think you're going to have, that many guys, 9 or 10 guys getting at least 16 minutes tonight. I just don't think that's going to happen moving forward here. But let's see. My only real worry is ball security. Got careless tonight. Yeah, they were a little careless. How many turnovers they finish up with? 14 turnovers. Not a super impressive great number, but not terrible. And I think it was just a lot of it was just first game tonight, and they were getting pressured. That Vanguard team plays a lot of pressure defense. They were up on you a little bit. I don't think that's a super thing you need to be worried about moving forward for this team. We mentioned the contest, by the way, that we're doing. If you guys were not with us on the pregame show, we're giving away a trip for 2 to the final regular season game in San Diego. So if you want a chance to go on a private jet for you and one other person and go to the game in San Diego at the end of the season, and then spend the night in San Diego. You get 1 night hotel, and we'll have brunch on the beach on Saturday, and then fly back. It's a Friday night game, March 8th and 9th. You need to get a 1-year subscription to Bronco Nation News. Any yearly member is eligible to win this prize, and we'll draw it in January, but we're also going to have some other prizes on Fridays during games. And so the quicker you sign up or renew, then you are eligible for more prizes here. We've got a smoker to give away, some things courtesy of Cutwater and Stein Distributing. Our other sponsors, Ridley's Family Markets, Boucher Real Estate, the Blue and Orange Store. We appreciate them for their support and sponsorship of this program. And again, we're going to have various giveaways all throughout the basketball season, culminating with our grand prize giveaway, a VIP basketball experience, a San Diego trip for 2 on a private jet. And then you get to go to the game in San Diego. It's going to be a memorable experience, and we're going to give this away later in the season. But go ahead and subscribe, and then you can be eligible to win that moving forward. So let's see what else we got here. Don't know who is coaching harder tonight, Tyson or Coach Burns. Yeah, it did look like Tyson was doing some coaching there, having some fun. And again, if you missed it earlier in the show, he will be back on Sunday dealing with a broken nose. They don't want it to get worse. And he will be back on Sunday is the plan for Tyson to make his season debut. But him being out tonight, that was another 30, 35 minutes. They were able to get some other guys some action, and I think that ended up working out pretty nicely the way that it did. Leon Rice, Boise State's head coach, he met with the media after the game. Let's hear from Leon Rice in 90 seconds. Quick timeout. Don't go anywhere. Going to thank a few of our sponsors. Go grab another Cutwater. Use the restroom if you need to. But more importantly, pay attention and go support our sponsors. We'll be back in 90 seconds with Coach Rice. Bronco Nation News is sponsored by Tommy Alquist and Ball Ventures Alquist, Idaho's premier commercial real estate development company. BVA projects specialize in office, retail, flex, medical, and industrial spaces located at some of the most strategic and visible locations in the valley. Need a developer? Looking for new space? Think BVA. At BVA, we are Idaho's developer. The Nicolason family and SON Management have proudly been operating Taco Bell restaurants in and around the Treasure Valley since 1969. One of the first to make a 7-figure donation to the Lyle Smith Society, they've also stepped up their support of Boise State athletics with the Taco Bell men's and women's basketball endowed scholarships. The Nicolason family and SON Management have committed at least $310,000 by 2026. Get more information on their financial support of Boise State athletics and find information on applying to work at Taco Bell at tacobellworks.com. Lithia Ford of Boise is a proud supporter of Boise State athletics and the official car and truck of the Broncos. Lithia Ford of Boise supports Bronco student athletes through NIL deals, including providing Ford vehicles to Taylon Green and Riley Smith from the football team and Paige Barsh from the volleyball team. Rain's family purchased our F-150 from Lithia Ford. Couldn't be happier with the purchase. Check out the all-electric F-150 Lightning or the electric Mustang Mach-E at Lithia Ford, and make sure to check out their full inventory of vehicles at lithiafordboise.com. The Blue and Orange Store is the perfect spot to get all your gear for your next Bronco game. The Blue and Orange Store has official Nike apparel, including jerseys, shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, and more. Wear what the Broncos wear and get it at the Blue and Orange Store, the second floor of the Boise Town Square Mall, or get free shipping on a $40 order online at theblueandorangestore.com. Again, broadcasting from the Cutwater Spirits mobile studios here courtside at ExtraMile Arena. Boise State wins this one 89-55 over Vanguard. Coach Leon Rice in a pretty good mood after the game. Again, last season they lost the season opener to South Dakota State. Tonight they get a big win in the season opener. I started the first question here asking Coach Rice about that. He had a little fun with it. But Coach Leon Rice speaking to the media after the game. Here, let's hear some of Coach Rice right now. Yeah, last year, you guys lost your season opener. To come out tonight and
well, you've just turned it a negative. Like, what the?
To win the season opener.
Yes. Yes. Well, I'm smiling, so yeah. And, you know, it served a lot of purpose for us because, you know, think about Cam. He hasn't played for 900 days in a college, you know. I mean, think about that. And RJ Keene hasn't played in 800 days. And so we really needed to get that in front of people. And, you know, and I think the reference point of, you know, I don't know if you call them first game jitters or whatever you call them, but the reference point in this program will forever be Chibuzo, his fouling out in 9 minutes, you know. So they just need to get those reps under their belt, get their confidence, get their togetherness, and I think that's what this game, I appreciate everybody coming out because it's important for them to get that in front of people. And so I thought some of the new guys and young guys got some great reps tonight. We accomplished the mission. The mission was, you know, get the job done 1-0, obviously, but our focus was just on our defensive effort and, you know, that we're in football season, so we didn't play very good complementary basketball. Had it been a little bit different game, I mean, we probably would have done a better job at that because our shot selection wasn't as good as it usually is, but we didn't make a shot and scored 88 points, so that's a good sign. I'm pleased with our rebound. We went after it. We were physical. You know, so some good things. We got better this week in practice, and we have to get a heck of a lot better for a great matchup Sunday.
You mentioned last week that center was a spot where you still got some decisions to make. What did you see out of Cam and Omar tonight?
I don't remember saying that. Well, we always got decisions to make this time of year as far as, well, you know, between the two of them, I mean, that we won that position, and we had 20 rebounds out of that position, and 28 points, 20 rebounds. If we can get that every night out of the 5 spot, I think we're going to be pretty good. But those two, they're you know, they're really going to add, and they're both going to get better and better as the season goes on. Because like I said, they're learning the system, they're learning where they fit and how they can be effective. And, you know, I've just seen a lot of growth since the summer to the fall to even this first game. So they're just going to keep blossoming.
Omar definitely showed he can be physical in the paint and showed he's got some offense down there. How do you see him fitting into your scheme?
Well, he can be a great defender and a shot blocker and so he's, like I said, that kid's, you're not even gonna, I mean, for him, his first outing to be 16-7 in 17 minutes, you know, what he's gonna be in 2 months, 4 months, 6 months is, wow, it's gonna be special.
You mentioned not being able to make a shot. I mean, you had one of those games in Canada against Trinity Western, made 21.
Right.
To go 3 of 26, and I mean, the score could, you make 4 or 5, it's a 50-point win.
Right,
I mean,
right.
I think you feel this team's going to be a strong team.
No doubt. I mean, you know, you got to go with the known, and the known is Max is a 40% three-point shooter, Buzo's a 40%, Tyson's a 40%, Jason, and on and on and on. We got a lot of great shooters on this team. So, you know, we got to just make sure and again, we were a little out of rhythm because we didn't run one play tonight, not one. And, you know, there'll be a little more structure as we get into here we go. It's coming. We've got great teams up and down, you know, so it's going to look a little bit more normal as far as, because Vanguard plays a different style, you know, they get you out of sync a little bit and they make you play that way, and they do a good job. They're small, but they're pesky, and they make their lack of size an advantage in some cases. So we made it a disadvantage on the boards and you know, when we were strong with it.
50 points from players making their Boise State debut. How do you like, you know, the way these new guys are really just coming in and just really making their mark right away?
Yeah, and like I said, there's a lot of growth that they're going to have. I mean, he looked spectacular first 5 or 6 minutes, and I think he got a little tired and got a little, you know, so he's going to make tons of growth, you know, and we're going to coach him, so he's going to get better and better, and all these guys are. So yeah, that's a great stat, and that's what you needed to happen in this game.
For a guy like RJ, just how long has this been coming?
800 days, I think is 800. Yeah, how about that?
What was it like for him to finally get out there and finally produce?
Oh, he RJ's got a great spirit, and this team loves him, and he can be a big pulse and a big lift for our team, and so for him to get those first at bats, I think it's really going to help him. And this game, yeah, it was important for us to get it, and then everybody played. I got everybody in, and Chris is going to redshirt, so Chris and Alex are going to redshirt, so everybody got to play tonight.
You mentioned the crowd earlier, and they announced that 9,500. I mean, in my 11 years here, I think that might have been the biggest opening crowd I can remember. I mean, what does it say about the excitement in this town and fans being excited about basketball?
No, it's great.
Out there, the fans on the third deck,
It's great, and a credit to all our people behind the scenes, the tickets and this administration. They do a great job with all the details, and we gotta get everybody on board, the whole community on board, because this team coming in Sunday is picked third in the WCC, and we know who they're behind, St. Mary's and Gonzaga, and St. Mary's right now is beating teams by 100. Good teams, and we know what Gonzaga is, and they're right there behind them. They scored 83 points in the first half of their game the other night, and I mean, I told somebody, like, I don't know if we could dummy offense for 20 minutes against air and score 83 points. I mean, it's impressive, and if we don't guard, we're in big trouble. If we don't get a lot better in the next 4 days, these guys are really good. They're going to win a lot of games.
Kobe Young, I thought, was really impressive. It almost felt like you didn't want to take him out. He was earning those minutes, the athleticism. I thought the tech was questionable. You don't have to talk about that on the.
Yeah, it's just the rule, and there's certain rules they're going to really hammer on, and get a quota kind of thing, and if you're not, it's going to make the game better as we go forward, and so we got to educate our guys on what they are, and we've done that. We've actually did that today on some of the new rules, because there's big changes, and you didn't maybe see them tonight, but you're not going to see a lot of charges. You're going to see blocks.
Kobe Young's performance, though, I mean, your thoughts?
I was really proud of Kobe. He's from the hood, my neck of the woods, so I got a special place for the Tri-City guys, and so I'm really proud of him. He's working hard, and to go in there and kind of played a little bit out of position because we were playing smaller without Tyson tonight, which in this game was okay, but he did great stuff. No turnovers, took care of the ball, rebounded, and he can really guard when he's locked in, and he did some good stuff.
I didn't notice how much bigger Buzo was, and he said in here that he's put on almost 20 pounds.
Yeah.
That's tough to do in an off season. What does that do, in your opinion, to his game? Can you do more with him now that he's packing a bigger physical punch? Can you play it?
Well, no. Where I've seen the biggest difference, and you didn't see it tonight, is his post-up game. You saw a couple finishes where he went through some guys, and they're guys hanging from his arms. He's strong enough to get it done. Yeah, he's a big, strong wing that can really go on into the paint and go to the block. That's where I've seen it the most.
Has Roddy been having cramping issues?
I don't think so. No. Yeah, he's going to fix that. Yeah, we're going to make sure. So, yeah. I don't know if he's got a flair for the dramatic, but stop it. That gets me, first one I was worried. Second one I'm like, knock it off, stop it. Yeah. I wonder if he would have cramped if he made that. So.
The 3 games in Canada, your 2 secret scrimmages this one. We've now essentially played 6 games with this team. And now the stretch here gets a lot harder. Your next 7, I think, are top 100 Canada.
Oh, geez.
What do you, how ready is this team, I guess, for the gauntlet that's coming here?
It's, you can't look that far ahead and see a gauntlet. You just got to, we've got to get a lot better in these next 4 days. And one of the ways we're going to get better that we all know, there's nobody in this room that would question this, is we're going to get the Mountain, first team all Mountain West guy. That makes you a lot better, and on so many things. He's our best talker. We know Tyson. So that makes you a lot better. And then we just got to I think the guys will be a little more comfortable in where they are and their roles and all that stuff as we go forward.
What did happen?
Well, actually, let's hear real quickly from Leon about Tyson.
Got a hit in the nose. So we want to make sure it didn't get re-injured, tonight. Gives it a little more time. And because, sometimes if it gets re-injured, you might have trouble breathing. So he's going to be ready to go.
You'll have him Sunday?
Yeah.
There you go, Leon Rice, meeting with the media after the game. He had a couple more questions there. The full interview with Leon is already up on the BNN YouTube channel if you would like to watch that there. Grand Tetons is talking about the NCAA. Why don't they have a red shirt rule for basketball? I don't understand. I've always wondered that. Why a football player can play 33% of his season, but if a basketball player plays one snap, he's or one second of a game, and that basketball player counts that year as his eligibility. I don't understand why the rules are different for football. I think at least in the non-conference play, you should be able to play some guys, see what you have early in the season, and then decide if you want to play them. Once you get to conference play, whether it's if you're going 33% of your season, give basketball players 10 games. Let them play in 10 games and then still redshirt. So I don't understand why football has one set of rules and everybody else has a different one. I really agree with that there should be something to do from that standpoint when it comes to playing different minutes and things like that. We got a lot of comments and folks rolling in here. Thoughts on the game again. Give us your player of the game tonight. Give us who's your most impressive player, your most impressive stat. Let us know how excited you are about this team moving forward based on what you saw tonight. Sunday's game against San Francisco, a 2:00 game. We'll talk about San Francisco. We'll look ahead to the schedule here a little bit and continue to take your comments next. Back in about 90 seconds here on Bronco Nation News. You looking for a new job? Well, how about getting into the trucking industry? Our friends at Transportation Compliance Service can help you every step of the way, whether it's the big rig on your screen, the Amazon truck in your neighborhood, all the paperwork, all the things you need. Let them help you out. Transcomservice.com. They'll have you out there towing that first load in no time. Transcomservice.com. United Commercial Insurance makes business insurance easy. They can write business policy insurance in 44 states around the country. UnitedCommercialInsurance.com. Give them a call, 229-8222. Bronco Nation News, a proud client of United Commercial Insurance. We highly recommend you do as well at UnitedCommercialInsurance.com. The Raines family is happy to have made the switch to Boise Dentistry Co. Highly recommend you do as well. Dr. Miner and his staff, full family dentistry for the whole family. They make it an enjoyable experience to go to the dentist, and we highly recommend you check them out. 5 locations in the Treasure Valley. You may think you're happy with your dentist. You'll be even happier if you make the switch to Dr. Miner and Company. Check them out online, BoiseDentistryCo.com. The pounds continue to fall off, and it's thanks to Dave and our friends over at Lean Feast. Check them out, leanfeast.com/Meridian. Full customizable meal prep. You want to go into the store, pick out your meals individually. That's great. It's right there on Eagle Road in Meridian. Or you can do it all online at leanfeast.com/Meridian, and they'll deliver it to you. 208-487-5782. They're feeding the football team, the basketball team, Taylon Green, Ashton Genty, Tyson Degenhart, and more. Check them out. Lean Feast, leanfeast.com/Meridian. Still time to get that fall round of golf in, and you need to do it at Timberstone Golf Course out in Caldwell. Book a tee time at playtimberstone.com. The best greens in the valley, new technology, new golf carts, friendly environment, fun, challenging course. Check them out, Timberstone Golf Course. Book your tee time today, and I'll see you out there. PlayTimberstone.com. 89-55. Again, the final. Boise State taking down Vanguard tonight. Josh says, everyone, including Rice, keeps saying the defense has to get better. How worried are you about the defense? Vanguard shot 22 of 69 tonight. That is a nice percentage of 31.9%. Defense certainly wasn't great, but you gave up 31.9% shooting. You dominated the rebounds 60-27, and you only gave up 6 threes to your opponents. So overall, I thought the defense was okay, but again, you're playing a team that you were way overmatched in Vanguard. So could be better, but it wasn't, and I think that's just Leon Rice saying, hey, last couple of years, this team has won championships because of their defense, or at least competed for championships and made the NCAA tournament because of their defense. So they've hung their head on their defense. They've been one of the top defensive teams in the country the last couple of years, and that's obviously going to have to continue. I do think this team can score the ball better than some of these teams. I don't think they're going to win a lot of these games 42-37 like they did when they beat San Diego State a couple years ago in San Diego, but I certainly think this is a team that's going to score some points, and it's going to shoot much better than it did tonight. Again, they played Trinity Western in Canada and made 21 of 37 threes. Tonight they go 3 of 26 and still win by 34 and still score 89 points. I mean, if they even make 5 threes, if they even go 9 of 26, then they're well over 100 points in this game. So I think that's actually an encouraging sign. They could score 89 points without necessarily shooting the ball. Grand Tetons was like an Omar Stanley, the dunks and some great rebounds. Buzo and Martin, honorable mention. Andrew Meadows saying controlled the controllables, even though the threes weren't there for him. We've got to pick a Matt Boucher player of the game. Let's see. Mike Guyette says he's big-time hype for Stanley and Martin. Looks like we actually have some good bigs. James said he liked seeing Degenhart sitting there. Makes me realize how important the charges taken are for the momentum of the game. And then he was doing a lot of coaching and stuff on the sidelines. Let's see here. I think you have a couple guys. You could take Cam Martin. He had 12 points, 13 rebounds. You could take Omar Stanley, 16 points, 7 rebounds. RJ Keene had 11 points. But I think in his after what he did last year, fouling out in the first game without scoring, first game for Chibuzo Abo last year, season opener, he fouled out in 9 minutes. Got off to a rough start. For Chibuzo Abo to have 19 points, to go 7 of 11 from the floor in only 25 minutes and 48 seconds. He also had 7 rebounds tonight and a steal. Did have 4 turnovers, but I got to give the Matt Boucher Real Estate Player of the Game to Chibuzo Abo. Check them out, BoucherRealEstate.com, for all your real estate needs. If you're looking to buy a home or if you're ready to put your house up for sale, please reach out to Matt Boucher and his team. Let him know you appreciate his advertising at BNN, and that's why you'd like to choose with them. I know there's a lot of realtors. You get a lot of choices out there in the Valley, but I highly recommend the staff at Boucher Real Estate. Again, check them out, BoucherRealEstate.com. Let's see what we got coming up. San Francisco, our Cutwater Spirits, what's on tap? We have San Francisco coming up on Sunday. They have another game on Thursday against St. Francis, one of the worst Division I teams listed in KenPom. But they're coming off a 120. This is San Francisco coming off a 128-59 win over Bethesda. So a similar team to what you just saw from Vanguard, a non-Division I team. San Francisco put up 128 points, and I believe they scored like 85 points in the first half or something. So San Francisco comes in number 90 at KenPom. So this is a quad 2 game right off the top here for Boise State. So they've got a chance to get a quad 2 home game, number 90 at KenPom. So this is a quality, I believe it's quad 2. Maybe after the top 75, it goes to quad 3. But it's got a chance by the end of the season to be a really quality game on Sunday for Boise State against San Francisco. And this will be one that looks good in the numbers moving forward. And then after San Francisco, it only gets harder. Next Sunday, you play Clemson at Clemson, and number 46 at KenPom. You got Virginia Tech in the opening game of the Orlando tournament. They're 58th at KenPom. Whoever you play, Iowa State, VCU in the second game is top 100, and then you got potentially the team that played in the Final Four, Florida Atlantic, or a top 15 Texas A&M team waiting for you on the other side of the bracket if you get to the championship or at some point in that tournament. And then you come back, oh, great, 4 days later you play St. Mary's, who's number 37 at KenPom. North Texas is number 85, so potentially 7 games in a row against top 100 KenPom teams. So Boise State's really going to have some strong computer numbers, especially if they're able to get a couple of wins in these games. So Boise State right now is number 62 at KenPom, number 62. And again, they have been undervalued for whatever reason the last couple of years. The transfers, the freshmen, I don't think KenPom's model in the preseason really does a great job showing off, what Boise State can do. And so because of that, in each of the last 3 years, Boise State has risen at least 40 spots in each of the last 3 years at KenPom. So you're starting out at 62, which is the highest they've started at in about 8 years. And all of a sudden you think about the improvement they've continued to make over recent years. They're going to have some really strong computer numbers at the end of the season. So after St. Mary's, though, they can take a nap in December until Mountain West play. They got a couple easier games, but I mean, you have a North Texas team that comes in at 85th at KenPom. Washington State is 83rd. Utah Valley is 166. So Cal State Fullerton 133. Or 183, excuse me. The only team outside the top 180 is Northwestern State at 335. So they still have a couple sneaky tough games in there. But, yeah, the schedule does get a little bit easier there in December after this brutal stretch, starting with San Diego coming up on Sunday. Degenhart rocking the Rip Hamilton mask on Sunday. Bet the BNN farm. Yes, it is a black mask. It's a black face mask that Tyson Degenhart will be wearing. We need to get the little BNN sticker. I got a little mini BNN sticker. I wonder if we can get him to put that on the side there, because next Tuesday, a week from tonight, we will have another episode of the Tyson Degenhart Show. We'll have 2 games to talk about. We can get more details on what happened to his face and how he's doing. And so make plans next Tuesday at 8 o'clock to join us on the Tyson Degenhart Show. For those of you that are going to the football game on Saturday, or at least in the area, come by the James, 4 o'clock on Saturday. Looking forward to this. The James Kitchen and Bar right across the street from the stadium. We're going to be out on the patio. Inside, we'll find a spot that's not too cold. They got heaters and stuff. I think we'll be out on the patio. 4 o'clock, we're going to have Mike Sanford in his return to Boise. He wants to take pictures. He wants to meet people. He wants to have a beer with folks. So 4 o'clock, we're going to have the Lithia Florida Boise pregame show for the football team. We're going to have Mike Sanford, Kent Riddle, Brad Bedell. I think Corey Hall's stopping by. We got all kinds of people that are going to come just sit down and hang out and talk sports with all of our, and talk Boise State football with Mike Sanford and our crew. So let's see, that's too early. Make it later. It's a 4 o'clock on a Saturday. That's not too early. Mike Sanford's raising the blue chaos flag, and he also wants to go to some tailgates and things. So we're just going to start it off a little earlier. So come on down a little earlier, 4 o'clock. Come meet Mike Sanford, get a picture, hang out, have a couple drinks, have some food at the James. And I think that you'll be very happy if you make that decision and do that. So you can watch it later if you can't watch it live. But Mike's got some other obligations before the game. So we also want to do it while maybe a little warmer outside. So we're doing 4 o'clock so we can be out on the patio. So make plans Saturday, 4 o'clock. Out on the James. So hope to see you guys. I want to get a big crew, and I would love to help welcome Mike Sanford back to Boise. We're looking forward to having our buddy in town. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll have full coverage of the football game on Saturday. And as another small thing, if you're in the area tomorrow, John Mallory and I haven't really announced this or said this, but 9 a.m. tomorrow we'll be at Taco Bell on Broadway. Our morning show tomorrow, we'll get John Mallory's thoughts on basketball. You're not going to want to miss it at 9 a.m. tomorrow. But if you're in the area, I'll buy you breakfast at Taco Bell. I've got a couple gift cards left. 9 o'clock, come get breakfast at Taco Bell and listen to me and Johnny talk Boise State basketball and Boise State football. 9 a.m. tomorrow, the Taco Bell on Broadway. We'd love to have you stop by and hang out with Johnny and I for BNN Live in the morning. If you can't make it, hopefully you'll watch and get John Mallory's thoughts and my thoughts on this game tonight as well as the football. So appreciate you guys for checking us out tonight. Great viewership, almost 100 people watching live. We're 52 minutes into this thing, and I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I got a story to write, so I'm going to give you my 10 thoughts on the season opener, just some quick hitting thoughts and some things on Boise State's win. So make sure you check that out when you wake up. I'm going to go home and write that tonight. So 89-55, Boise State wins this one, and they are 1-0 on the season. Last year they lost that season opener. They got the win in the opener tonight. They're 1-0, and they got some momentum as they start a big stretch here with San Francisco on Sunday. So have a great rest of your evening. Hope to see you at Taco Bell on Broadway at 9 a.m. If not, we hope to see you watching us live. And then hope to see you on Saturday at the James Kitchen and Bar, 4 o'clock for the return of Mike Sanford to Boise. Looking forward to that before the New Mexico game. So thank you guys for watching us. Thanks to Nate Lowry at Boise State for helping us out tonight. Thanks to obviously Leon Rice and Jeremiah Dickey, Cody Gogler, everybody here at Boise State for their access and help and support as well. Again, the final score, 89-55. Boise State's 1-0 from the Cutwater Spirits mobile studios here at ExtraMile Arena. This is BJ Rains with Bronco Nation News signing off for the night. Great night for Boise State. We'll talk to you from Taco Bell at 9 a.m. Don't forget to subscribe. $50 for a full year to our website. BNN 50 deal. Get to entered for that private jet trip to San Diego. And I appreciate you guys for the support. Have a great rest of your evening. Again, talk to you from Taco Bell. Show up at 9 o'clock. I'll buy you breakfast. We'll talk to you later. Bronco Nation News Live. Bronco Nation News.